You see, this is actually a milestone year here at the museum. We celebrate not just one, but 3 major anniversaries. Today is the exact 50th anniversary of the opening of the Mining Museum in 1971. Yeah. Thank you so much. In addition to that, it's also the 45th anniversary of the opening of the underground mine. The Bevins mine was reopened safely to the public for the American Bicentennial in 1976. 40 years ago was the coming of Rollo Jamison's museum to the city of Platteville. So we've got this trifecta of anniversaries. And so one of the things that was special about the opening of the Bevins mine, or one thing that was added to make it a extra special occasion, was one of the many volunteers of the museum by the name of Margot King wrote a musical called the Tommyknockers. And so this musical was put on first in the underground mine in 1976, and then would have been put on annually, sometimes in the museums, in the auditorium, at the school. There was a float in the parade every year of the Tommyknockers. It was really a fun thing. And at some point, it became forgotten after several decades. Well, Margot King is still living, and after some months of trying, I found her and her daughters, and they found the original score and the script for the musical. And so the first musical director, though, who decided to undertake the challenge of performing these songs, again, for the first time in quite a while, is Cyrena Sexton here in the Tristate Homeschool Chorus. Nancy Fairchild, who's responsible for Make Music Platteville, was kind enough to do the first arrangement of Margot's handwritten music and created the sheet music on the computer. But Margot and your team here, as I understand it, have also maybe arranged it again, maybe even adding more complex harmonies and maybe even some new verses. And so we can't wait to hear how you've reinvented this musical, the Tommyknockers. So thank you so much, and welcome, Cyrena Sexton.
Thanks. It's true, I direct the Tristate High School Homeschool course, and we have many performing arts groups, but this is 8 of my students who were willing to give up part of their summer and come out and practice and learn these songs. We did add some complex harmonies, and we talked about adding verses, but that didn't happen. But we have some harmonies, and we've, with the talent of Deborah Custer, have kind of played with the accompaniment a little bit, and I hope you really enjoy it. So as we go along, I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit about the musical, because I do think eventually it's going to be fun to revive it as an entire show. So Erik was kind enough to put me in touch with a face group that started of former cast members, and found press releases, and also found a blog entry that someone wrote about their first time on stage singing in Tommyknockers. Alright, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the legend. So as he said, Tommyknockers are mythological creatures. So from the program in the 1977 production, it says, the setting for the play is in southwestern Wisconsin during the 1800s. As folklore tells it, the early lead miners were frequented by elfin spirits called Tommyknockers. The Tommyknockers were responsible for many strange mine happenings, both good and bad, depending on how well the miners behaved and treated them. The centuries-old Tommyknockers legend originally came to the Platteville area with the Cornish lead miners. Our first number is called The Hardworking Miners, and it is the Cornish miners talking about their immigration to Platteville.
Mining
are talking about the Tommyknockers and the legend. And there's one in the group by the name of Tavaro who doesn't believe them. And then he's got a sidekick, Barney, who's kind of on the fence. So they tell him about the legends, and he makes fun of them. And then they are leaving for the day, and they sing our next number, and we leave this haunted place. They start up the next day, and again they're telling Tom Tavaro about these little creatures. So I'm going to find the description that they use in the play. It says that they're covered in hair from head to foot, and they're no larger than a sixpenny doll. And they have the face of an old man, and their arms are so long they drag the ground without bending their knees. So that's not quite what our Tommyknockers look like today. So we're going to hear from the ladies. They're going to represent our Tommyknockers.
Tommyknockers, 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 here are we. Tommyknockers, 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 here are we. Who can catch us? Who can catch us? Who can catch us? No one. Who can catch us? Who can catch us? Who can catch us? No one. If they do, they're next to die. If they do, they're next to die. Come to mind, we love to mind. No sun or rain or flowers for us. We like it damp and dark underground. Just nice, give us a crust. We'll never bother you at all. Tommyknockers, 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 here are we. Tommyknockers, 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 here are we. Who can catch us? Who can catch us? Who can catch us? No one. Who can catch us? Who can catch us? Who can catch us? No one. If they do, they're next to die. If they do, they're next to die.
So, growing tired of Tom Tavaro making fun of how they believe in this legend, the Tommyknockers, George finally steps up and tells him why he's afraid of the Tommyknockers, but he's not afraid of a ghost.
A hard rock miner and I ain't afraid of ghosts, but my neck hair bristles like porcupine quills, and I knock my knuckles on the drill set post when my Tommyknockers hammer on the cans and sills, and I raise hallelujah with my picks and drills, and I raise hallelujah with my picks and drills. I'm a hard rock miner and I ain't afraid of ghosts, but my neck hair bristles like porcupine quills, and I knock my knuckles on the drill set post, and my Tommyknockers hammer on the cans and sills, and I raise hallelujah with my picks and drills, and I raise hallelujah with my picks and drills.
As you can guess, the character Tom Tavaro he's our antagonist, and he keeps at it, just keeps at it, keeps at it, antagonizes those that believe in the Tommyknockers, and he starts antagonizing the Tommyknockers themselves. He refuses to leave his lunch, and he starts messing with an effigy. They have an effigy of the Tommyknocker in the mine, which is like a rock kind of statue. And also, Tommyknockers hate whistling. So, here are Tommyknockers again, warning Tom Tavaro to behave. Tommyknockers are going to tell you why they do what they do. And a song called Lead, Beautiful Lead. She's going to sing the Tommyknocker Lullaby. And so again, this is the good side of the Tommyknockers, telling you what a Tommyknocker can do for you if you'll just listen and do what they need you to do. So Tom Tavaro's been warned over and over and over again, and he just won't listen. Okay, so as you can guess, the Tommyknockers stop looking out for him. So he starts messing with the effigy, and someone tells him, Tom Tavaro, you'll learn a lesson soon, I'm sure. Alright, so then the candles blow out. And then Barney and Tom Tavaro can't find their tools. Then the rocks start falling. So the rock wall comes down on Tom Tavaro and he yells, help, I'm trapped, help me, Barney. Give me your hand, Tom, pull. Tavaro, you'll never believe it, I just saw a Tommyknocker running by. I believe in them now. I can't help you, Tom Tavaro, you're done for. So Barney leaves him there. And that's it for Tom Tavaro. We didn't throw this in, but there's this creepy little chant that Tommyknockers do in the script, so I can't wait to see this on stage. And so, to finish off, you're going to hear from the entire group as they sing the Miner's Farewell. This was a really awesome opportunity, and I would like to thank Erik again for reaching out and giving us the chance to do this. This was awesome, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I know I sure enjoyed it. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Please take another bow.